in a weary land. Amen. Amen. We got something different for you all this morning, and we hope you all love it.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Then you know he is a rock in a weary land, shelter in the time of storm. Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a weary land. Oh yes, he's a rock, yes, in a weary land, ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Has he ever made a way when you didn't have a dime? Has he ever stepped in just right on time? Has he ever picked you up when you were down? Has he ever placed your feet on solid ground? Has he ever? Has he ever? Has he ever? Has he ever made a way? Has he ever? Has he ever made a way? Has he ever made a way? Has he ever? 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 Has he ever made a way? Has he ever? Has he ever? Then you know he is a rock.